Aside from giving us great horror flicks such as Halloween, The Fog, The Thing, or even Prince of Darkness, John Carpenter has directed several non horror flicks. One of them I know of was Assault on Precinct 13, which I haven't seen much though. But I have seen this film, and I've been wanting to review it since it turned 40 a couple of years ago. And now, after watching it a few more times, I think it's time I review this one. Here's a review of John Carpenter's Escape from New York. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Dual, better known to as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 1981 sci fi action flick Escape from New York, released by AFCO Embassy, directed by Corinne, and co-scored by John Carpenter, starring Kurt Russell along with Lee Van Cleef, Ernest Borgnine, Don Pleasence, Isaac Hayes, Adrienne Barbeau, and Harry Dean Stanton. The film was released in July of 1981. The storyline is set in the near future world of 1997, which concerns a crime ridden U.S., which has converted Manhattan Island in New York City into the country's sole maximum security prison. Air Force One is hijacked by anti government insurgents who deliberately crash it into the walled borough. Ex soldier and current federal prisoner Snake Plissken is given just 24 hours to go in and rescue the president, after which, if successful, he will be pardoned. He wrote the film in the mid 70s in reaction to the Watergate scandal. After the success of Halloween, he had enough influence to begin production on this. It was filmed mainly in St. Louis on an estimated budget of $6 million. Deborah Hill, who recently worked with Carpenter on Halloween and The Fog, will co-produce this along with Larry J. Franco. The film was co-written by Nick Castle, who had recently played the Shape, aka Michael Myers, in Halloween. It was a big, and this film was in a way a big success. Please stand by. I'll be right back. Anyway, let's get into the story. In a dystopian 1988, amidst war against an alliance of China and the Soviet Union, the United States government has turned Manhattan into a maximum security prison to address a 400% increase in crime. The island is walled off from the outside world and under heavy police surveillance. In 1997, while flying President John Harker to a peace summit in Hartford, Air Force One is hijacked by a terrorist. The president is handcuffed with a briefcase and put into an escape pod that drops into Manhattan as the aircraft crashes. Police are dispatched to rescue the president. Romero, the right hand man of the Duke of New York, a powerful crime boss, warns them that the president has been captured and will be killed if any further rescue attempts are made. Meanwhile, former Special Forces soldier Snake Plissken is about to be sent into Manhattan after being convicted of robbing the Federal Reserve. Police Commissioner Bob Hawke offers a deal to Snake. If he rescues the president in time for the summit, Hawke will arrange a presidential pardon for Snake. To ensure his compliance, Hawke has injected him with micro explosives that will sever his carotid arteries in 22 hours. If I mispronounced that word before arteries, I apologize. If Snake is successful, Hawke will neutralize the explosives. Snake uses a stealth glider to land atop the World Trade Center. Then follows the signal of the president's tracking device to a vaudeville theater, only to find the tracker now hangs from the wrist of a deluded vagrant. Convinced the president is dead, Snake radios Hawke, but is told he will be killed if he returns without the president. Inspecting the escape pod, Snake is ambushed by dozens of starving crazies, and his radio is destroyed. He is rescued by a cabbie, a jovial old man who drives a yellow taxi, and he takes Snake to Harold Brain Hellman, an advisor to the Duke and a former associate of Snake's. A skilled engineer, Brain has established a small gasoline refinery, fueling the city's remaining cars, and tells Snake that the Duke plans to lead a mass escape across the 69th Street Bridge by using the president as a human shield. Snake forces Brain and his girlfriend Maggie to lead him to the Duke's hideout at Grand Central Terminal. Snake finds the president but gets shot in the leg with a crossbow bolt and overpowered by the Duke's men. While Snake is forced to fight against Duke's champion Slag in a death match, Brain and Maggie kill Romero and flee with the president. Snake kills Slag and finds the trio trying to escape in the glider. Inmates drop the glider off the roof, so the group returns to street level and encounters Cabby, who offers to take them across the bridge. Cabby reveals that he bartered with Romero for the contents of the briefcase, a cassette tape that contains information about nuclear fusion intended to be an international peace offering. The president demands the cassette, but Snake claims it. Now I'm going for the final act and the ending. As always, you know the procedure. You have 5 seconds to stop this video. Go to the description box below and fast forward to the time below. If you've seen the movie already, please continue. Okay, you've been warned. The Duke pursues them onto the bridge in his customized Cadillac, setting off mines as he tries to catch up. Brain guides Snake, but they hit a mine and Cabby is killed. As they continue on foot, Brain accidentally stumbles into another mine. A distraught Maggie sacrifices herself to slow down the Duke. Snake and the President reach the containment wall, and guards hoist the President up. The Duke opens fire with Snake's Mac 10, killing the guards before Snake subdues him. As Snake is being lifted up by the rope, the Duke attempts to shoot him, but the President takes up a dead guard's rifle and kills the Duke. Snake is hoisted to safety, and Hulk's doctor removes the explosives with seconds to spare. As the President prepares for a televised speech to the leaders at the summit meeting, he thanks Snake for saving him, but offers only half-hearted regret for the deaths of his colleagues. Snake walks away in disgust. Hawk offers Snake a job as his deputy, but he keeps walking. The president's speech commences, and he plays the cassette. To his embarrassment, it only plays Cabby's favorite song, which is Bandstand Boogie. As Snake walks away a free man, he pulls the real cassette from his pocket and destroys it in the story. So, what did I think of Escape from New York? I'm going to say I love it. It's a great film, a great masterpiece from Mr. Carpenter. I think this is probably one of well, if not one of his great non horror masterpieces, even though considering I haven't seen Assault on Precinct 13 completely. Anyway, I will say this was just such an incredible film. I especially like its intro theme and what have you, which you also hear at the closing credits. Now, of course, Carpenter reteamed with Alan Howard, who, of course, would later reteam with him on doing the scores for Halloween 2, and also they had recently worked on The Fog, which came out the previous year, also from the same studio that gave us this, Avco Embassy. Anyway, the film got good reviews and was a commercial success, grossing more than $25 million at the box office. It was nominated for 4 Saturn Awards, including Best Sci-Fi Film and Best Direction, and has become a cult classic and was followed by a sequel which came out 15 years later called Escape from LA, which was also directed and written by Carpenter and starred Russell as Snake again. Now, of course, it has been released on Laserdisc 10 times. You heard me correctly, 10 times. It also has been released twice on DVD by MGM and once by Momentum Pictures in the UK. Let's see here. And then it's also been released on the UMD format for the PlayStation Portable. In 2010, the film was released on Blu ray, but like the DVD, it was unfortunately bare bones. in ways. Well, the first MGM release is bare bones and what have you, but another one was another DVD was a collector's edition containing a few things. However, in 2015, Scream Factory, in association with their parent company, Shout Factory, released the film on a special edition Blu ray. Anyway, I've only watched this a few times. The first time I watched it was on TV on IFC. And, well, as of I did rewatch it on there again, but the last few times has been on Tubi. Anyway, the reviews were very good. Newsweek wrote of Mr. Carpenter, he has a deeply ingrained B movie sensibility, which is both his strength and limitation. He does clean work, but sells for too little. He uses Russell well, however. Of course, he and Russell would reteam for The Thing, which would be released the following year. In Time magazine, one person wrote, John Carpenter is offering this summer's moviegoers a rare opportunity to escape from the air-conditioned torpor of ordinary entertainment into the hothouse humidity of their own paranoia. It's a trip worth taking. The New York Times wrote the film is not to be analyzed too solemnly, though. It's a toughly told, very tall tale, one of the best escape and escapist movies of the season. But there was a negative review from the Chicago Reader saying it fails to satisfy and it gives us too little, too much. Pitiful. To this day, the film currently sits at 86% on Rotten Tomatoes, saying that it features an atmospherically grimy futuristic metropolis. The film is a strange, entertaining jumble of thrilling action and oddball weirdness. Definitely affirmative. Even William Gibson, a cyberpunk pioneer, he credits the film as an influence on his 1984 sci-fi novel Neuromancer, saying that he was intrigued by the exchange in one of the opening scenes where the Warren says to Snake, You flew the Gulfire over the Leningrad, didn't you? Turns out to be just a throwaway line, but for a moment it worked like the best SF where a casual reference can imply a lot. Affirmative and what have you. Now, Hideo Kojima, a popular video game director, referred to the film frequently as an influence on his work, and particularly the Metal Gear series. Solid Snake is particularly influenced by the character of Snake Plissken. Now, in Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty, Snake uses the alias Plissken, which is spelled differently, to hide his real identity during most of the game. And J.J. Abrams mentioned that a scene in his film Cloverfield, which shows the head of the Statue of Liberty crashing into a New York street, was inspired by the poster for the film. Empire magazine ranked Snake number 29 in their 100 greatest movie characters poll. Anyway, so you know the film's good and what have you. Now, again, the score from John Carpenter, along with Alan Howard, was definitely classic. I absolutely love that main theme of theirs. There's actually kind of a new take on it. If you haven't seen it yet, it's done with by Carpenter. It's other people he worked when what have you when he does musical performances. You ought to check it out. Now, as for our cast, we have a really big all-star cast. Kurt Russell played Snake Plissken, and I really loved his performance. He was absolutely awesome. Lee Van Cleef played Police Commissioner Hawk. I believe I've heard that name. Yes. He, of course, was well known from various spaghetti westerns, most notably the Sergio Leone directed Dollars trilogy films for a few dollars more and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And of course, he's been in lots of other films as well. Actually, to be honest, just so many. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Oh, sorry, my bad. I was just getting too carried away with reading some of Mr. Van Cleef's work. The late, which, well, he may no longer, he's, we all know he's no longer with us, rest in peace. Same with Ernest Borgnine, he played Cabby, he was very good. Don Pleasence, also rest in peace, played President Harker. Of course, you know, Pleasance recently worked with Carpenter in playing Dr. Sam Loomis in Halloween. And of course, he returned as the character this same year in Halloween 2. Let's see. Isaac Hayes, also rest in peace, played the Duke. Of course, you know that as the guy well known for singing the theme song to Shaft. Let's see. We have Harry Dean Stanton playing Brain. He was good. And Adrienne Barbeau, who recently appeared in The Fog, played Maggie. Also, some others. Tom Atkins, who also appeared in The Fog. And also, in the following year, he'd be in the underrated Halloween 3 season of the witch. He played Captain Rain. And Charles Cyphers, who also appeared in The Fog and both Halloween and Halloween 2, played the Secretary of State. Other collaborators from Carpenter's films appeared in this. Nancy Stephens played the hijacker. You may remember her. Marion Chambers from the Halloween 1 and 2. And Bob Flower played the drunk with the president's tracker. Yeah, let's see here. Apologies, everyone. Yes, he recently played Tommy Wallace in The Fog. And he also appeared in Starman, another John Carpenter film. I haven't seen that one though, but I've heard of it though. If I haven't encountered it somewhere, I'll look into it. Anyway, there's so much stuff that Escape from New York had to offer. It has a great story, great characters and cast, a great score from Carpenter and Howard, etc., etc., etc. And the atmosphere of the film is awesome too. So, with everything said, would I recommend Escape from New York? The answer is easily hell yeah. Definitely give this film a watch. I think you'll really like it. It may not be horror and what have you, but it does have a lot of good sci fi and action feel to it. I have seen the sequel to this, Escape from LA, but I've only seen it once, and it's pretty good in some parts. If I rewatch this one day, mind you, I will review it someday, okay? So anyway, what did you think of Escape from New York? Let me know in the comments section below. If you liked the video, consider clicking the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Join me next time when I bring to you my spoiler-free review of the recent canine flick, Strays. So thanks for watching, and if you like this, consider checking out my reviews of these other John Carpenter films. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of The Fog. The upper right-hand corner is my review of a film Donald Pleasence later did, well, after Halloween 2, and this, now of course, was Prince of Darkness from 1987. Or go to the bottom left-hand corner and see my review of another collab between Mr. Carpenter and Kurt Russell in The Thing from 1982. And the bottom right hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.